What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 80 of the Building a Law Firm podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Small. I'm super pumped and excited to be here with you today. If this is your first time here listening to the show or watching the show on YouTube, welcome. My name is Christopher Small. I think I just said that. I'm the owner of Building a Law Firm. I'm also the owner of CMS Law Firm, and I love building law firms, right? I own this law firm, built and sold law firms in the past. And I just love to talk about how to build businesses. And my goal here is really to help you get to your first six figures or your next six figures, whatever it is that you want. So what we talk about here, we talk about marketing, we talk about mindset, we talk about leadership, we talk about branding, we talk about sales, we talk about management. I don't know. Sort of talk about everything. And basically what I talk about and when I talk about it, it's sort of typically the things that are going on inside of my own business, inside of my own brain, and I just love to be able to share those things with you. So today, this may be one of the most important episodes that I've ever created, and I've talked about this a lot. I've shared this information with a ton of people, but this is literally the thing that could take you from zero to hero, right? This could add multiple thousands of dollars to your bottom line every month. And it's really simple, but it's something that people are really afraid to do for some reason. And so what I'm going to talk about today is sort of the first step toward a six-figure law firm. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. So maybe I'll just I'll tell you what it is, and then actually let me go back and I'll tell you about how my feelings about this and how this typically goes for people. So when it comes to doing anything new, when it comes to spending any money in your business, when it comes to starting time to invest in systems and things like that, people get scared, right? You let's say you've been making $5,000 a month for 3 or 4 or 5 months, and you're feeling pretty good. Things are kind of starting to happen, but you always have this sinking feeling that when you try something new, when you invest in something new, that the bottom's going to drop out. You've been making this money the last few months, and now all of a sudden you're going to make nothing. And I know that feeling, and I know that we all know it's kind of irrational, that it doesn't really work that way, but it's still something that's real. So it's something that we need to deal with. And so I guess first thing that I really just wanted to do is just acknowledge that feeling exists, and that I know it exists. It still exists with me. Now it's just with different things, it's bigger things basically, and it will continue to exist for you in the future as well. As you make new strides, as you encounter new obstacles and challenges, you'll continue to feel this feeling. That's why some people don't want to be entrepreneurs. They don't want to be business owners because they can't deal with this this sort of unease that can just settle into your soul for a while. And I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and I was telling her that I have these big plans for 2018, and I was telling her about them, and I was telling her about the sort of the resistance that I was feeling internally and the challenges that I was feeling. And she was like, "Well, what's the deal?" And I was like, "No, this is just part of the process. This is why I do it. At the end of the day, this is what makes it fun. It's sort of like you're competing with yourself. You're trying to push yourself. You're trying to do these things." So I would encourage you, if you are struggling right now, or if you're just starting out, really take a minute and think about how this lesson can help you, and really be committed to giving it a shot. Okay. Now, what is it? The first step to a six-figure law firm. Okay, this is pretty simple. When I started my first law firm, I didn't do this for about 18 months, maybe 12 months. It took a while. When I opened my new law firm about 2 years ago, I did this right away. It was one of the first things I did, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. And that is, get someone to answer the phones for you. Okay, period. End of story. Until you do that, you're not going to be able to do the work that you want. You're not going to be able to live the life that you want. You're not going to be able to take any days off. It's just going to be terrible. You're going to seem less professional to people. You're going to have to deal with everybody, all the marketers that are trying to reach out to you. It's just a pain in the ass, really, to do all these things. So the easiest way to do that, you don't have to hire somebody. You don't have to spend a bunch of money. There are these services out there that will just do it for you, and there are a bunch of good ones. And so what I kind of want to walk you through is sort of the process, the way that I do this, the way that I set it up so it has maximum benefit. So first of all, I use a company called Conversational Receptionists. Okay, I'll link to them in the show. I'm not getting paid. There's no affiliate links or anything. I'm not getting paid for any of this. It is just I use them and they're really great. So I want to talk about them. I think their first month is free, and I think what it is, the plan that I'm on at least is like $130 a month, and then you pay, if you go over a certain number of minutes, then you pay extra. Okay, and if you find yourself running over, then you can upgrade the plan, right? So you can pay for more guaranteed minutes, and it works out to be cheaper over time if you keep going over. But that's just the first part of it, okay? To make this process work in the best way possible, you need to have a good system behind the way that your phones are answered. So when I hired these guys, these people, they sent me some email and they were like, okay, what do you want to do? And I had a specific process laid out for them. So I told them exactly how I want to have the phone answered every single time. I asked them questions I want them to ask every single time. And then I walked them through a couple of different scenarios that could happen and how I want them to be dealt with. Scenario number one is potential client, right? Potential client calls. They have a very specific scenario that they follow. I use an electronic calendaring system, so everything is right in front of them. Within that calendaring system are all of the questions that I want to have answered at the outset, so they can ask them all. They don't have to think. They don't have to keep any lists anywhere. It pops up for each different calendar entry that's made. The second type of call that comes in is a current client, right? So somebody calls, they say, hey, I'm a current client, right? There's a process for that and a procedure for that. The third thing that happens is a marketer, right? A telemarketer or somebody trying to sell me something. Those people don't ever get through. They don't get my number. They don't get nothing. They get my email address and an opportunity to pitch me via email. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's how that goes. And really the marketers that falls into everything else, right? Because if somebody's trying to get a hold of me and they are an attorney on a case, for example, or anybody else, they get my email address. They can reach out via email, and then we can just go from there. So it's super easy. And I've talked about this before, my phone never rings because of this, right? There's a gatekeeper. It's all laid out. It makes it easy for clients to set meetings. It makes it easy for potential clients to set meetings. It makes everything super, super easy. And what it also means is that I can take a vacation. Potential client meetings keep getting set. Client meetings keep getting set, right? Nothing falls through the cracks from a sort of an incoming call perspective, and it's amazing. Okay, but that's step 2. So step 3, then, once you do this, is to be diligent about training the phone people to answer the phone the way that you want. So at the beginning, there are always some things that come into play that aren't done the way that you want for whatever reason. Most of the time, what happens is your instructions just aren't specifically clear, so they kind of guess or they fill in the gaps, and that may not be exactly what you want. So for the first month or so, anytime there was a problem, I didn't get angry and sort of cuss the conversationists, the reception people. I sent them an email and I said, look, this just happened. This is not the way that I want it to go. So in the future, can we do X, Y, Z? Work that into your new process. They say, sure. It happens every time. But I've had people call and tell me how great my people are answering the phone. That just reinforces the fact that I made a good choice. And again, I don't have to answer the phone. When I want to work on a project, I just work on it. Nothing happens. No calls are made unless I am calling out. All right, so that's the first step. The first step to a 6-figure law firm is to getting yourself off of the telephone. If you're giving out your cell phone, that's a bad idea. If you're giving out your office phone, it's a bad idea. Have somebody answer the phone for you all the time. Always set and schedule meetings to call people back, unless it's an emergency, which it's never an emergency. And you'll see your day open up. You'll see your potential client meetings go get higher. Your show up rate will be higher, and your life will be better, right? There's no other way that I can really say that. So that's it. Just wanted to kind of open up with that and give you that information. So please try it. You know, you don't have to try my recommendation, but try someone. It will make a huge difference. It will increase your business. It can add thousands and thousands of dollars to your bottom line, and it can just make your life better. All right, so that is it. Once again, I'm Christopher Small. If you have questions, email me, chris@buildingalawfirm.com. Go to buildingalawfirm.com. If you're not a part of our free private Facebook group, when you're on Facebook, search buildingalawfirm.com. All right, that is it. Thank you so much. See ya.